What's up, YouTubers? It's Jennifer, and I'm coming at you with a semi-pissed off video. So, okay. One, recently, Kate Spade, the fashion designer, committed suicide in her apartment by hanging herself by a scarf, supposedly. Anthony Bourdain, who I loved watching him on his travel channel, Food Network channel, traveled around the world, you know, he did his food tasting thing, committed suicide. This brought up a huge issue in the celebrity world and suicide prevention and mental health, etc., etc., etc. I'm saying I'm pissed off in this video because I read comments about how people sit there and say suicide is selfish. Suicide is a chicken shit way out of things. No, it is not. And I'm sick and tired of people sitting there saying, oh, they were, you know, they probably, I don't know, were drunk or drugged up or they couldn't handle shit or whatever. I don't care. I'm so sick and tired of these negative comments by people who have no fucking clue what it is like inside somebody's head to go off the deep end and commit suicide. And the reason why I'm pissed off is because I've said this 1,000 times, I suffer from borderline personality disorder. It is a very traumatizing, exhausting disorder. We suffer from, anybody who has it, suffer from self-harm ideation. We get to a point where, especially recently with me, where it's not even anxiety, it's like our overwhelming sense of guilt and shame overtake us to where we can't even possibly function on a daily basis. It's worse than depression. It's not like bipolar where you get depressed and you just want to stay in bed all the time. It's not like you're having a panic attack right and left and you're gonna have a heart attack. It's in your head where you're so consumed by dark thoughts and all you want to do is escape. So some people turn to having copious amounts of sex, some people turn to drugs, some people turn to drinking. I used to be a cutter. I also used to drink a lot. So, I'm sick and tired of the media putting a negative stigma on suicide. Not all the media does, but unless you actually know about it, don't sit there and judge. A lot of people don't talk about it. They'd rather just be hush-hush. Robin Williams. Yes, he was depressed. Committed suicide. I think he hung himself too, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pissed off because, yes, depression is a very extreme part of suicide. No matter how depressed you are, there's a certain level where you can't get out. And yes, I can understand why some people think that suicide is a chicken shit way out of your mental disorder or depression, whatever. But it gets to the point where no matter what you're doing, no matter how many medications you're on, you can be on every single anti-depression, every like possible happy pill out there. You could be on every anti-psychotic, every anti-anxiety. You could be on so many different fucking meds. And you could just sit there and snap and say, I am so sick and tired of being medicated out of my fucking mind every single day. I'm just going to either stop taking them, which is what bipolar people do when they're in a manic phase, because when you're in a manic phase, when you're bipolar, you feel great and you feel like you don't feel like taking your meds because you like this high. So there's a lot of people who don't get diagnosed with properly. And then those people who are not diagnosed properly, especially with borderlines, we mimic bipolar. And a lot of people are diagnosed with bipolar and borderline, which really sucks. I do not have bipolar. I have been tested a million times. I won't say a million times, but I've been tested enough to where it's strictly borderline. But with that, with what I'm saying is that it's very easy to misdiagnose people, and when you're misdiagnosed, you can be put on the wrong medication, and then that could lead you to a suicide. So educate yourself, people. Suicide is not a chicken shit way out. It's not selfish. It's that own person's way. They're not trying to do it to hurt anybody else. they don't intend to hurt anybody else. They know that they're going to hurt their family and friends. They are very much aware of that. They just get to the point. Okay, we'll talk about me, for instance. Okay, back in March 2015, I got to the point where I realized that there's no chance in hell that I was going to get my son back. There's no chance in hell that I was going to get my daughter back. There's no chance in hell that I was going to do, like, basically any good at all. I was living with my ex, who is an alcoholic, and I was so consumed in this realm of drinking and just being put down by him and my own mind. I just got to a point where no matter what I did, no matter how hard I worked, no matter how many times I paid the bills, no matter how much therapy I was going through, no matter how much medication I was on, no matter how, I mean, I was in therapy. I just got to the point where I couldn't handle it anymore. I couldn't handle the pressure of trying so desperately hard to please everybody else. Borderlines don't really have an identity. With that being said, is that we suffer from, what is it called? Let me pause, hold on. Okay, moving on. So I think I was back in 2015. Anyway, so I got to the point where I just couldn't handle anything anymore. I was so consumed in my own head of dark thoughts, of just getting fed up with the fact that I wasn't making enough money. I was stuck in a dead-end job that I absolutely hated. I mean, I cried going to work, but I couldn't quit because it would take me extra amount of time to find a job. I didn't know how to quit without finding another job. I was looking for another job while I was working, and I got to the point where I just didn't know how to do anything. And I think fighting with my ex, who is an alcoholic, just brought me down, and I didn't know how to talk to anybody. I didn't know about online groups, and I get to the point where I was so afraid to talk to my therapist. I was afraid to talk to anybody about it because nobody understood. Like, it was just like, I felt like I was alone, and it's very hard. And so I just basically drank, and this is reality here. Back in March 2015, I basically probably drank more than my weight in alcohol, which I think at that time I weighed 128 maybe. I can't remember. But anyways, I basically drank a fifth vodka, literally, under like probably, I don't know, 5 minutes. I mean, yes, I mixed it. I didn't drink it straight. I don't know how people drink straight liquor. That's beside the point. On top of wine, on top of beer. I mean, let's just say I drank a lot. I drank probably more than enough to have alcohol poisoning. I took literally, I think, the rest of my Lamictal that I had, or whatever medication I was on at the time. Paxil. I mean, I basically took pills and alcohol and locked myself in the closet and slashed my body. I mean, I was out of my mind. I might have already done a video like this, but I just want to reiterate the fact that suicide is serious, and I'm tired of people saying that it's selfish and that it's chicken shit, because unless you've been there, don't judge, because I don't want to go back there at all. Sometimes it's really hard struggling, especially lately, where you just feel like giving up, and you just feel like you have no hope. No matter how much you try, no matter how much you keep doing the right thing, and you put good vibes out there. No matter how much you put good vibes out there, and you put good karma out there, and you try to do everything possible, it seems like you're cursed. And I don't know. So that's my rant for today. And do not think that suicide is chicken shit or selfish, okay? Please don't. And please educate yourself. Some people never show signs at all. Some people could be that especially borderlines, we are very good at acting like everything's perfectly fine out in society. Only our closest family and friends know what's really going on. And sometimes they don't, because we are very good actors and actresses. We don't want to show that side of us. So just, if you know anybody, please call. They're going to be angry at you. They're going to be pissed off at you. I know when my ex called the cops on me and EMS on me back in March 2015, I was handcuffed out of the house. And I was handcuffed in the hospital. I was that much of a danger to myself that I was handcuffed. I mean, that's how bad it got. So I'm just putting that out there, that I'm just saying, like, if that's what it takes for you to save anybody, do it. I know that you can't babysit people all the time. I know that it's sad to say that if somebody wants to kill themselves, they really will. And I hate to say that. It is the harsh reality, but just try to look for the signs. I don't even know how to describe the signs, because like I said, sometimes there's no signs whatsoever, and then somebody can snap and nobody knows about it, and it's really hard. And then it makes it more devastating, because people feel guilty then. That's when people feel guilty. It's like, well, I should have known, or I should have saw the signs, or this, that. There's no way to know sometimes. There really isn't. And for the friends and family, for those who have, people who have committed suicide, just know that they did not do it to hurt you. They did not. Please know that. Please know that they were suffering to the point where they just could not take it anymore. There are millions of therapy groups, individual groups, online, everything. Please join something, especially those who had no warning, no signs, no symptoms. Like, I mean, those who literally, just know that there is help. Know that there is support. Know that this is a huge thing in society lately, and I know it's becoming more and more real, and it's very sad, especially with kids, like teenagers, junior high kids who are being bullied into suicide. I mean, that's even worse, and I can do a whole segment on that later, but I'm just talking strictly about adults who, like Kate Spade, Anthony Bourdain, Robin Williams. I mean, those are just 3 of the many out there of celebrities who took their own lives. So anyways, please, 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 please know that there is help. There's always help. I don't care if you are thinking that these suicide hotlines are a waste of time. They're not. I have used them. They actually literally help. You don't have to call them and say, oh, I'm feeling suicidal. No, you could just call them and talk about your dog. Last time I called them, I think was 2016 or 2000. I don't remember. I called them because I was feeling very low, and I talked to them, and it wasn't even about suicide. It was just basically how my anxiety was acting up, and I was dealing with, I don't even know. It was just like, it was some random phone call. It was like talking to a friend. And that's what they're there for. They're not there to judge. They're not there to talk you out of anything. They're there to listen. They're there to, like, sit there, and it's basically like talking to a friend. It really is. They are trained for that purpose. And sorry, I have something in my throat. I apologize. But anyways, I'm not going to make this video much longer. So please, please, please know that there is help out there. Please, please, please know that sometimes you can be misdiagnosed, that you can be put on the wrong medication. If you are put on the wrong medication, if you think it's not working after a few weeks, please talk to your doctor. They can switch you. It is imperative that you get on, if you are on medication, it is imperative that you educate yourself on these medications. Talk to your doctor, communicate to your doctor. Don't just lie and say, oh, it's working great. Or if you're bipolar, please continue taking your meds during your manic phase. Do not stop taking them because you feel great. Please educate yourself, and please know, for the family and friends who have loved ones who have committed, there is support. They did not do this to hurt you, okay? They really didn't. And yeah, that's all for today. You guys did great. Thanks.